Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Whitehat YouTube news show. I am Brandon.
And I'm Sleepy Darren. We're kind of shooting this now on like really early in the morning on Fridays now, aren't we?
Adjusting for the back to school season.
Yeah,
it was nice during the summer to do shows later in the day so you could sleep in, but
usually I have my cup of coffee to kind of give me the noctane that I need. But oh boy, here we go. Here we go.
Today on the show, we're discussing Facebook's Ray-Ban camera glasses.
Yeah.
Microsoft Office having a pretty big security issue.
Yeah, go figure.
Some travel privacy concerns.
Yep.
And Buy Houseparty.
Yeah, Buy Houseparty.
Let's get into it, shall we?
Let's do it.
First update from us is we did our back to school annual video broadcast last week.
Yeah, we did.
And that is now available for replay. So if you didn't
is.
get a chance to see that here on our YouTube channel, you can go and replay it, and highly recommend it to let you know what we're doing this school season, some new products, some new services, and some new updates and things to keep in mind.
Can we just maybe go over a couple of the new things that we got going on? Like really quickly here?
Right,
like, I think it would be, people check it out. Go to the YouTube channel, right? Where we are right now, where you're watching us. All right, but make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Make sure you do that. But I mean, some of the really cool updates that we have, you've updated the website.
Yeah.
You've updated the studio with some new hardware and software. We've got a couple of new programs. We got a Law 11-12 class for high schools for their legal programs. We've added a Q&A, specifically a Q&A component. What's that one all about?
Basically, schools, parent groups, organizations can contact us, and we can do just a dedicated 30-minute Q&A. Questions can be asked beforehand, and to really get a full experience right from the beginning.
Yeah.
And
but the most exciting, I know the one that you were most excited. It was funny when I watched it. You go, Darren can't keep a secret. He was hinting on this, blah 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 blah.
Is that the VODs?
Yeah, the VODs.
Video on demand.
So why don't we quickly talk about the really exciting thing, which was your video on demand?
Right. So right now we're planning. Hopefully by October, that's our plan, and
hopefully
it should be done by October.
Hopefully,
we will have our video on demand series up and running, which is basically Whitehat programs edited, produced, and available for streaming.
And this is not like a recording of one of our events, right? It's not. You know, Brandon and I as a talking head, right, in front of the cameras, talking with PowerPoint. That's not what it is.
It's its own thing.
And you know, the best way to describe what you've done is kind of a cross between Bill Nye the Science Guy and who was the other guy?
Alton Brown Goody.
Yeah, I mean it's fully produced. I mean, it's quite, you're using green screens, you're using props. I mean, it's just amazing to see what it is, and we're going to be offering that to schools and to families, right? Video on demand, and we're starting with the 4-5 program and the 6-7 program, right? Yeah, on social media safety and digital literacy. So hopefully Brandon will have that good to go for October 1st, right? So lots on the go, but you know, check out the YouTube show Back to School 2022 to get more details on that. I'm a little tongue-tied because I haven't had my coffee yet this morning. Just saying.
Let's get into some news.
Let's
topics.
do it.
In the news.
In the news.
First, I guess kind of the big news topic for last week is Facebook's new smart glasses with partnering with Ray-Ban and with built-in cameras. No heads-up display or anything.
Not yet.
It's more meant to, you can make calls, you can listen to calls, you can
stream
and take pictures and video.
You know, what's interesting is really this people have been messing around with this for years. There's actually prescription glasses now that allow you to do kind of something like this as well. But I mean, a number of other companies, good example, Snapchat was kind of the ones that was
the Snapchat spectacles.
Yes, you know, and if you look at the Snapchat spectacles 4 right now, they look like something off of the old Max Headroom from the old video days, right?
Okay, the spectacles
but there's a different. Yeah, the spectacles
are designed to have a heads-up visual display.
Right. But even their Spectacles 3 that didn't have that,
I don't think they look good.
Yeah, no.
Although they basically function the same way the Facebook ones, though, they don't.
These are styling.
They don't look like, because I mean they're not partnered with Ray-Ban.
Yeah, I know. These are styling, right? So again, I think it just goes to show you that you got to expect when you're out and about, you could be recorded at any time, right?
I know people are going to be very apprehensive or cautious about I mean, it's no different when Google Glass came out, right? Remember that was like the first one?
Yeah.
And you know,
a little like spy spectacle.
Yeah, which
you look like Dr. Evil or something.
Which obviously looked terrible.
Well,
it kind of
looked cool. It kind of made you look like a cyborg.
Yeah.
Right? Or an Apache helicopter pilot, right? You know, the headsets that they wear where the sight is. Anyways, that's what it did, right? That was kind of the first generation.
I remember when the Google Glass came out, there were businesses and people putting up signs saying no robots allowed or no androids allowed.
Exactly.
But I mean,
how would you even know? Like, unless you know about what these glasses are, how would you know?
Now, Facebook has said they have privacy in mind, which they always say.
Yeah, whatever.
For example, they have hardware protections built into the glasses, so they have a power switch on and off for the camera and microphone. So there's a hard switch to turn it off, which is nice. And there's a capture LED light that will obviously shine when the light and taking photos or video is in use.
Just get a little bit of black nail polish, paint over the light. Now people aren't going to see it.
Unplug the LED. So I mean, obviously, that's.
I mean, it's similar to Snapchat's glasses where you just tap the frame and they turn on and stuff. But if you notice, the tell on here is if you look in each corner of the glasses, you'll see the two 4K cameras that they have, the pinhole
They're not
cameras.
quite 4K.
1080?
I think
1080?
they're
I think
just
1080,
they're
right?
just above 1080.
Yeah.
So I can't remember what the resolution was.
Yeah.
And they're about what, $300, $400?
Yeah, I think they were starting at $350 American.
Yeah.
Right now, right? So, but I mean, this is the first generation. I guarantee you that augmented reality is going to be the next step, right? I mean, this is their entry.
Snapchat is already currently on that trend right now. Is the AR integration, but I think Facebook and Ray-Ban made the effort not to do that, because if they were to do that, there would be this big bulky headset like the Spectacles 4.
But you know what, though? I think that this is the first step, from what I've been reading, into the new move into the metaverse. Get that one, Keegan. Metaverse, right? With respect to the augmented reality component. So, but it's, you know what, they're styling, right? Like there's all the other glasses that are out there, including the Snapchat Spectacles 4. They look too Mr. Roboto in nature. These look styling, right? They're styling glasses, so.
Yeah, they definitely look the best looking smart glasses that are there. And
I might have to get a pair, just because.
Yeah.
Just because.
The one interesting thing is that the photos that you take with them go to a Facebook particular app.
Oh.
That's the one interesting concern that people may have, is that it's not that the photos go, at least in terms of how the marketing material is being discussed, is that there's a dedicated app you install on your phone, which is where the photos go to.
And when you think about this too, from a privacy standpoint, you know, Facebook has got facial recognition. Remember, they were going to put it in by default, but then they switched that up.
Right.
So now all of a sudden you're walking around with these suckers on, you know, and using Facebook, they'll be able to recognize via facial, potentially, right?
Potentially. I mean, the technology is already used in China.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like China basically uses glasses right now that use facial recognition technology, right? So it's going to be interesting. I mean, with convenience comes vulnerability, right? Like these are going to be somewhat convenient. It'll be interesting to see what people do with them, how they're using them, and you know, I think it's going to be used for public shaming, both negative and positive. So it'll be interesting. I mean, it's nice to see a set of glasses though that actually look good.
Yeah, and I know people are talking and are worried about the privacy of cameras being used inappropriately. Yeah. But the one thing I have to say about that is, this is a $300, $400 product.
Yeah.
You can get cheaper portable wearable cameras that are only like $150.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean,
a good example. During the summer, you're wearing these sunglasses. You walk into a bathroom. People don't know you can record and show everything. But again, that's going on.
It's the indicator light that shows on the glasses.
Unless you paid it with black nail polish,
unless
then you
do
won't
some
see
way
it.
to hide it. But
right?
And
you'd be fooling yourself to think there aren't going to people that are going to try and hide it.
I don't know where the light is. I think the light, I have to look into that, but I think the light's in the lens. So if you cover the light, it will cover the lens.
Oh,
but again,
it'll be interesting.
It will be interesting.
It kind of reminds me of dun, 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 dun. Mission Impossible, right? With the glasses that they had in Mission Impossible and that kind of stuff. So interesting development.
Bye House Party.
Bye. Now,
okay, so. Yeah.
Houseparty is a streaming app, right? That's what it does. And Houseparty blew up during COVID. Like teens loved this. This is how they, as they were physically distancing, they were staying socially connected via streaming, and House Party became very popular. So they just announced yesterday, it was just released yesterday, that, hey, listen, they're shutting it down, which really surprises me because of how popular it is and how much money they had.
I don't think House Party is as popular as people would intend it to be.
You don't think so?
It's not really like a house name brand in terms of...
But all the kids were using it, right? Like
they may have been using it before, but I don't think people are really using it a whole lot now. I don't think it has the user base. I mean, it may have people who have the app, but how many of those people are actively using the app beyond the gimmicks they had when the pandemic started?
I think they said like 30 million or something like that, right? In the article that I read.
Downloads or active users?
I'm not sure.
See, that's the trick. Generally, if you have the downloads, great, but if no one's on there.
Yeah, I mean, and the reality is all the other big social networks like Instagram are now kind of doing the same thing anyways, where they're allowing multiple people to do streaming type work. But this one really surprised me. But, although they're shutting it down, all the people who were involved in the development have now moved over into, was it Epic Games?
So Epic Games bought House Party, and then they decided they're not really getting what they intended from it. So they're just redeveloping their efforts into making all their games cohesive with each other.
Into the metaverse.
Next one is new zero-day attack targeting Windows users with Microsoft Office documents.
Yeah, this one's in your wheelhouse.
So this is nothing new. So for a long time now, bad people on the internet, hackers and scammers, have been using codes embedded inside Word documents and Excel documents in order to deliver malware and viruses to your computer.
Yep.
What's really head-turning about this one is that it uses Internet Explorer, which now is replaced with Microsoft Edge.
Right.
So why is Internet Explorer involved here? Well, apparently Microsoft Word is still built with Internet Explorer code.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently how that works. So, and that's how the exploit, the hack, is being achieved.
Go figure.
And the only way to prevent it is to disable a certain feature in Internet Explorer and deep in your settings that the average user isn't going to be able to do. Microsoft is working on a patch, working on a fix. If you have proper antivirus, it should stop it anyways. And make sure you open your documents that you download from the internet, and if you're going to open them, in protected view.
What's protected view?
Protected view, basically, when you open a Word or an Excel document, it basically will say protected view, view only, or read only. Only once you select the start editing does it open the document in full, and then you can render all the code.
Okay, so one more time for the people who are watching, what should they do then?
Number one, if it's a document on the internet that is not necessary or you don't know where it came from,
don't open
it. But if you are going to open it, ensure that you have antivirus in place, and make sure you open it in protected view, which is enabled by default.
And so one more time to open it up in protected view?
Basically, you just open the document, make sure your settings on Microsoft are set to protected view. The default settings is protected view. If Microsoft detects the file is from an untrustworthy place.
But I think the big one here is don't be opening stuff that is sent to you from people you don't know, right? I mean, it's just like, and it's kind of... That's one of the more important takeaways of this one. Interesting.
And malicious code has been hidden in Word documents and Excel documents for decades
Forever.
Yeah.
But, the old stuff still works today. So
surprisingly, maybe they got to get rid of that old Internet Explorer code.
There you go. What else we got going on? Oh, White Hatters.
Whitehat
Is that
hacker,
us?
No. Shows how to detect.
And by the way,
cameras.
White Hat hackers are also known as ethical hackers too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what's this one all about?
Detects hidden cameras in Airbnb hotels. So Whitehat IT security professional Marcus Hutchins, who's done a bunch of cybersecurity work in the past, defeating the WannaCry ransomware stuff. Basically, their TikTok's been kind of becoming, I wouldn't say viral, but I've been getting a lot of interest of TikTok users, where they're basically going around showing how to detect and where cameras can be hidden in rental properties, Airbnb rentals, or...
I actually wrote an article on this about a year ago on this very issue, because we're seeing these videos popping up online, right, in porn sites and stuff like that, where people are hiding these pinhole cameras, because that's what they are, pinhole cameras. And nowadays they don't need to be wired. You can use Bluetooth, you can use Wi-Fi. There's a variety of different ways you can do this. And so what nefarious Airbnb and even hotel owners and people who rent suites are doing is they're hiding these cameras in places where you're likely going to see some form of nudity, usually a bathroom or in a bedroom. So think about it from an Airbnb. You know, you can get clocks now or planters that have a small pinhole camera in it that
clocks,
you don't see.
Planters,
all kinds
fire
of different
detectors, chargers,
all kinds of different things. And you know, the article that I wrote, there's some really kind of cool devices out there. I've got one here on my phone that is an app, right, where it uses, and what it does is it uses the light that's in your phone. It strobes it out, and what it does is you move it around the room. So you turn off the lights, you move it around the room, and if there's a pinhole camera or camera, because it uses a lens, what happens is the light will refract off of the lens. And now, is it 100% of effective? No, it's not. No. It's not. But it does a pretty good job. And the app that I got now, not only does it do that, but it also searches for any kind of Wi-Fi or Bluetooth communication as well within the area. So it's just another good way when you go into an Airbnb just to do a quick sweep. And there's some products on the market now as well. There's one that's about half the size of this iPhone that uses strobe lights, and you actually look through a little viewer and it basically does the same thing, right? You move it around the room. But this is an issue, right? It really is. And I know here in Victoria, law enforcement just Saanich Police, there was a conviction of a guy at a business here in Victoria who set up a webcam, a hidden webcam in the public bathroom of the business. And he was recording people doing things in the bathroom and then posting them online. And he was arrested. Yep, he was arrested, charged, and now convicted on the crime. So this is happening, right? With convenience comes vulnerability, right? And there's some people who are nefarious, who are using, that's my favorite word now, nefarious.
It kind of like ties into the first article we talked about, the Facebook glass. I mean, if someone's truly trying to secretly record you, they're not going to be wearing the glasses on their face and to record you in sensitive situations. People who are going to be motivated to get those images are going to be using other strategies that you may not be thinking of.
Right. But this is really an issue, right? And so I know a lot of people who do a lot of traveling on the road, who are staying in hotels or Airbnbs. They're now taking countermeasures, looking for these things, right? And there's hardware, there's software. Is it 100% effective? No. There's some stuff that's better than others, but it's better than nothing. But some of the clocks that are out there, like the radio clocks that you find in hotel rooms, they're so well done that the cameras actually, you can't even see it, right, with the naked eye. So, but this is an issue that we need to be aware of. And so big shout out to the people who wrote an article on this as well. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's the show we have here today.
Hey, school has started. We're getting lots of calls coming in now and emails from schools and parent groups looking for programs, which is kind of cool. Like you said, everything came down to the wire with respect to getting everything done. We just have the 2 video on demands, VODs, left to go that you're hopefully going to have done by the first week of October. Let's hope he'll have that done, so that'll be put in place. So quite exciting times. We're really looking forward to it. Some really good opportunities coming up with a number of organizations that have now connected with us, where we're going to be doing some work with them using the Whitehat Virtual Studio. So yeah,
exciting indeed.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty, we'll see you all next time.
Have a great week, everybody. Bye.
See ya.